Secession to me is a simple vote by the legislature. It took a simple vote to join. It's a simple vote to unjoin.
Yeah, I think that's a totally fair way of looking at it. But a lot of people believe because the feds came down in such a vicious fashion and had the Civil War over the attempted secession of the South, that it is essentially unconstitutional. And I personally don't believe that to be the case. And I think that the founders would be appalled at the assertion.
Every one of the founders contemplated that this was a voluntary act.
Right.
We know that because it says at the end of the Constitution, this Constitution will only come into effect if 9 states ratify it. Well, suppose only 8 ratified it. What would they have done? Put guns to the heads of the legislators in the non-ratifying states? No, the Constitution would have been worth the paper it's written on. It's not worth the paper it's written on today because it has failed miserably and completely as an instrument to restrain the federal government. But they obviously contemplated the free legislative will of the states. There is, of course, a typo in the Constitution. The third word, we the people, was not the people that formed the federal government. It was the 13 states. That was a canard written by Madison in his big government era. You know, Madison goes from being a revolutionary to being an anti-federalist to being big government to being an anti-federalist again. By the time he dies, he's a big government. He's been back and forth and back and forth. There are 4 or 5 Madisons. This nonsense about we the people was written in his big government days.
So it should have been we the states. Then
Absolutely.
Secession would have been more obviously an option at that point.
Absolutely. Read the last paragraph of the document. Meaningless until ratified by 9 of the 13 states.